I don't measure a man's success by how high he climbs, but by how high he bounces when he hits bottom. That's a quote by General George S. Patton that I believe perfectly describes my philosophy on life. Any person can keep it together when things are going great, but it takes a certain type of strength to stay calm under the face of adversity. My name is Charles Browning, and today I would like to take a few moments of your time to tell you a little bit about myself and a few things that have led me to become the man I am today, such as my family background, my love of sports, and the death of my father. I grew up in a strong military government style household. Both of my grandfathers were military officers. My dad's father went to West Point, and my mother's father went to the Naval Academy. Even though my dad was not a military person, he started working for the Department of Defense the day he graduated from college, where he became a director for most of my life that I could remember. And my mother's a banker. To say I did not grow up in a free spirited household would be a vast understatement. My family stressed structure, um, punctuality, just completely across the board. If there was one way to do things, it was their way or it was wrong. Um, it was an extremely competitive household. My family wanted me to be the best that I could be at whatever I did, whether it was school, sports, even just having manners. They wanted me to be the absolute best that I could be at anything. That type of household, I believe, led me to care about sports so much. Growing up, I played any sort of competitive sport that you could imagine. I played football, baseball, track, golf, tennis, you name it. I played it competitively. I've spent most of my life traveling around the country, going to sporting events with my family. I've been to two Super Bowls, two World Series, an NBA Finals. I've been to the Indy 500, the Masters twice. I've been to the U.S. Open golf tournament out in California in 2010. And all those things with my family was some of the best memories that I've ever had growing up, especially with my father. He was my role model. He's the person that I looked up to most in life. He was my hero. And the hardest thing that I've ever had to overcome in my life was the death of my father around the time when I was turning 21. He was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and we thought everything was great, but unfortunately, there was a complication in his surgery that eventually led to his death a few days later. That's a huge shock to me and my family. At the time, I was 21, in college, having a great time, probably partying too much, and not a worry in the world until that happened. But that day, my life changed, and I decided that I had to become a different person just for my family. I had to be stronger for my mother, my sister, my grandmother that were in such grief. I believe it really made me grow up, and it changed my life for the better, to be honest. Even though it's a lot of sadness went along with it, it helped me become who I am today. Uh, I believe moments like that in your life define a person more than anything. Fighting through the hard times really make a person. Um, my family has caused me to be a very straightforward person. I always will be. You're going to get knocked down in life, but it's all about how you get back up, I believe. Uh, I think it's summarized in a quote by Winston Churchill of never, never, never give up.